Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retro Sesh. My name is Mike and I am indeed 50% of Retro Sesh. Pete is the other 50%, but unfortunately because of COVID related twattery, he can't be here. Also, apologies for the hair, we're all in the same situation and, well, it looks like crap, doesn't it? I'm kind of like a homeless John Lennon currently, just trapped in time. Right. I am going to do some 90s based questions in retort to Rose Tinted Spectrum's request. Let's kick it off. Question number 1. Your favourite cartoon that you own on DVD? In brackets, or just a favourite cartoon. Because, let's face it, I mean, most of us probably don't have too many DVDs kicking about at all anymore. Also, in the 90s, you know, like most cartoons that I was a fan of, at least, were on VHS mainly. But mine is Ed, Ed and Eddie. It has to be. Blimey. What a series that is. Can you call it a series? Of course you can. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. The style of comedy, the art style, the music, the jokes, it was just amazing. Oh, and the characters as well. They're all awesome. And it was really unique at the time as well. Like, you had lots of superhero stuff and secret agent stuff, but just three guys pissing about trying to earn or trying to get like gobstoppers. It's just amazing. Good stuff. Pete's would definitely be South Park. I know that for a fact. I think he's probably going to watch this. He's not going to watch this. But if he did watch this, he would say, Michael, it's not actually that. It was the Powerpuff Girls or Dexter's Laboratory. Next question. Sega or Nintendo? Me, Sega. Of course. If you've watched Retro Sesh for any length of time, you know that I am definitely a Sega fan. I like to think that I collect the stuff. And my partner definitely would say that, yes, I collect the stuff. But I've got quite a bit, but there's so many other people out there that have, well, like so much more than I do, like so much more. So I find it like a bit of audacious to say that I am actually a collector. I just try and pick it up when I have a spare penny or two. Pete is definitely Nintendo. So as a channel, we've kind of got both areas covered there. Yeah, Pete's favourite console is the SNES, which is really apt as well because that's a 90s console. Favourite console video game? Favourite console video game for me would have to be Sonic. Now it's a bit of a tough one, this actually, because in the 90s I was mainly playing like DOS and things like that on an IBM. I didn't really have a console, but there was a family one, and every now and again, I had older brothers as well at the time, and you know they were basically completely in control of it, and I didn't get too much contact with it. But when we did, we played Sonic, and actually I've just realised I'm holding the Mega Drive version, but I am actually referring to the Master System version, which I do have. It is on my shelf, but alas, I cannot be bothered. Pete's favourite game from the 90s, his favourite console is the SNES, and his favourite game on the SNES is Link to the Past. Now, I'm just going to go and do a quick Google, because I can't remember when Link to the Past was made. Link to the Past was made, 91. Good. Pete's favourite game for the 90s. Right, moving on, favourite comic. Now, I don't read comic books. It's not because I don't like them, it's just because I've never been interested in them. I don't know why. I was just way more of a techie when I was growing up, and I was like taking apart remote control cars and things like that, and computers of course, and then kind of that evolved into video games and stuff instantly, so kind of dodged comic books a little bit. But I did have a copy of Judge Dredd. It came free in something or other. Did it come free, or did I just see it and it was cheap and I bought it? Or I think I got my grandma to buy it, bless her. Yeah, it was Judge Dredd. That's purely because it was the only one. It was quite a good one though. I enjoyed it. Pete, I think he's in the same boat as me. Didn't really read comic books that much. I know that for a fact. I don't think he had any spontaneous ones. He might do. I don't know. Favourite pro wrestler? Now then, if we can include duos as favourite pro wrestlers, then it's definitely the Hardy Boys. I don't know why, I've just always liked them. They're just like the way they just sprinted into the ring and just got work done most of the time was just awesome. However, if we're being picky and we are talking about a specific singular wrestler, then I have no idea. Probably Rey Mysterio, I think, because he was awesome. His aerobatics and stuff on stage, or stage? In the ring. It's a stage. Works really well. I loved it. Now this is annoying because because Pete really loves wrestling, like a lot. And for that very reason, I don't know what his favourite pro wrestler is. I tell you what, I'll send him a message now, and if he gets back, then I'll throw it in at the end. My favourite song and music video. Now, I assume this is supposed to be put together, like your favourite song and the music video to go with it. Mine is indeed Black or White by Michael Jackson. Now, I will say, at this point, as I kind of already said with regards to 90s video games, I was playing a lot of 80s games in the 90s. And indeed, in the 90s, when I was young, my dad was forcing Deep Purple, Cream, Led Zeppelin, and just amazing rock down my throat, and most of that is from the 70s and 80s, so didn't really experience that. Well, I did, obviously I had it on the radio, and there was pop tracks that were on in school and stuff, but you can't go wrong with a bit of Michael Jackson. Black or White is a very good track as well. The music video is even pretty good too. My favourite live-action TV series and episode. Now then, this yet again is another tricky one. In the 90s I was young. I was born in 1990, as was Pete. So I was obviously under 10 years old in the 90s. I was watching cartoons, is what I'm trying to say. Not a lot of live-action stuff went on in my life in the 90s. However, if I'm allowed to do retrospective choices, I love Red Dwarf. And the specific episode for me will be Queeg. I love Queeg, and there's just the way that, I'm not going to spoil it, but it unfolds at the end. It's good. It's good stuff. You guys know what I'm probably talking about anyway. Now, Pete did get back to me, and his favourite pro wrestler of the 90s was Razor Ramon, whoever that is. I'll put a picture up here. And Retro Sesh nominates Dave Retro Games Played Badly. I'll link him down below. It's Dave Birdsall. He's big on Twitter as well. He's a lovely guy. Loads to talk about when it comes to games. And of course stuff from the 90s as well. I know he's going to have some really nice inputs on this. So Dave, come on. Let's see it. Let's see it. I know it's a big ask, but I'm going to choose as my second nomination Metal Jesus Rocks, because he's just been such providing amazing content with amazing contacts, John Hancock, and just providing them in such a nice digestible format, nicely shot, good music, of course. It's just amazing stuff. And also we've seen a lot of stuff about like the music that he likes and the games and consoles and so on and so forth. Man, this would be a good opportunity, I reckon, for us to learn a little bit more about Metal Jesus, wouldn't it? Now then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We shall see you next time. Bye!